Why do most Nigerian graduates end up poor? Today, I want you to join me as we analyze this critical issue of why most Nigerian undergraduates end up poor after graduation. One very critical factor which is clear to nearly every one of us is a government that is not accountable, a government that does not show empathy, a government that is not grassroots minded. And this is not just present government, it has been from one government to the other if you are moving backwards. That is a critical factor that most Nigerians are aware of. But aside this factor, there are other deep-rooted factors that are behind why we have over 70% of Nigerian graduates remaining unemployed in the past 10 years or more. Number one reason why most Nigerian graduates are poor is this: poor self-development. The concept of self-development has to do with you not just seeing the university environment as a place where you wake up in the morning, you go to your classroom, attend all your lectures, go back to the place where you reside, and then repeat the cycle every semester. Self-development has to do with you doing that, and then you begin to make effort on how to develop yourself, both in your field and in other areas of human endeavors and development. For example, let's take this as an example. You are a chemistry student or you are a chemical engineering student, undergraduate, and then you are playing your part, attending lectures, reading your notes to make sure that you pass or do well in all your courses every semester. Now, as you do that, you also research into knowing what the outcome of those who have been there before you, the path they've taken to success. Who are successful chemical engineers out there, and how did they go about it? You start studying about them, start following them up. In the process, you discover the path they've taken, and you try to follow those paths, study those paths. If it is books they've read, if it is skills they've done, if there were certain paths they took while they were undergraduates, maybe some unique skills that are related to that course that you can learn, maybe that is not offered within the four walls of the university, they can learn. You look out for people who can teach you those skills. If you are a computer science student or a software engineering student, and there are certifications that you need, there are certain skills, globally demanded skills at a particular time you're studying that you cannot get within the four walls of the university. You go out there to look for it. For example, I have a friend of mine who, as a computer science undergraduate, he lives in Enugu. I think during the semester break period, he learned software programming, and even in his final year, I think he did the software development of half of his class, and even his supervisor. And when he came out, it wasn't difficult for him to start out, because he already knows how to develop websites, how to program, how to do a lot of things with the skills he has. That is one thing. Lack of consciousness in developing yourself in your area of discipline or course of study is one of the biggest challenges why most Nigerian graduates come out and there is no job and they remain unemployed for many years. The second one is lack of socio-economic self-development. Socio-economic self-development. I was telling somebody the other day that Nigerians contracted a very terrible economic disease from the Americans, and that is the disease of consumerism. An average Nigerian spends even on things they don't need to impress people who don't even like them. There is a poor national consciousness on financial control, financial education, and financial management. And you see this deeply entrenched among Nigerian undergraduates. An average undergraduate has 100,000 naira in their pocket. If it's the females, they're thinking of 1 wig to buy, 1 nail to make, 1 makeup to do, 1 latest clothes to buy, and then they are always in financial red. The lack of financial education and financial management among Nigerian undergraduates is among the reasons why they end up broke and poor many years after graduation. Despite their degrees, most of the time they really have nothing to show for it in terms of economic results. An average graduate maybe gets a job, even those that get a job 200,000, 250,000, 300,000 per month, and the first thing that comes to their mind is how to immediately start spending those things on the luxuries of life. They seem to see it as a way to equalize for their so-called suffering in the university. Whereas those monies are supposed to be monies that they will use to negotiate their economic destiny. How do I mean? By cutting down their costs in the starting point of their life, especially the male graduates, and begin to save heavily so as to have a large pool of cash which they can use to invest in themselves, discover new businesses opportunities, and then use the skills they've gotten with that investment to leverage to get more higher jobs that could give them more money, or take advantage of business opportunities so as to increase their income stream. But what do we have? An average graduate gets a job, and then he is spending far more than his means. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years down the line, they still are broke and financially dependent. Now, coming back to the undergraduates, you will see that an average undergraduate in Nigeria may have an account that is equal to 0 naira, but if you look at their account history, you will be shocked at the amount of monies that would have passed through that account. The question is this: what happened to those monies? How come an undergraduate had close to 2, 3, 4 million passing through his account in the past 18 months and could not save up to 500,000 naira? The answer is not far-fetched. Poor financial management, lack of financial education. That 50,000 naira wig that was disposed 2 months later, those 3, 4, 5, 10, 15, 20,000 naira gowns, those cinemas, those burgers, those recharge cards, those datas that we have used anyhow, they accumulated in the long run to form that financial statement that did not result in financial accumulation. You see the Asians, the Chinese, the Japanese, the Malaysians. Part of the reasons why these people have very strong economic fundamentals is because they do not spend money anyhow. They have very good savings culture. That is one of the reasons the Japanese economy is very, very liquid, because an average household, an average individual is thinking of his future economic survival rather than today's pleasure. But an average Nigerian youth, an average Nigerian undergraduate is thinking of how to enjoy today at the expense of tomorrow. So if an average Nigerian has that financial management skill, financial education, to know that I live in a country where the government does not really care about my socioeconomic welfare after my graduation, then they will start accumulating capital gradually. Then they will start investing in small scale businesses, start investing in skills that they can use to start negotiating their economic independence and future and freedom when they come out and they find out that they cannot use their certificates to get a job. So these two reasons are two solid reasons why most Nigerian undergraduates end up poor after graduation. The number one is obvious reason: government economic indiscipline or irresponsibility. The second one is poor self-development in your area of discipline. And the third one is lack of socioeconomic development, which you can just break down to poor financial management skill and lack of financial education among Nigerian undergraduates. Nigerians are very smart and intelligent people, but no matter how smart and intelligent you are, if you do not have good financial education, financial management education, if you do not develop yourself in your area of discipline, if you do not have global skills that you can use to solve global problems or national problems to get resources, you may end up a very smart, intelligent, broke person. And in the world of today, you really do not want to be a broke person, especially as an educated person, because it is very frustrating. I believe this point will make a great impact in somebody's life today. My name is Amuta Chukwudi. I am a Forex account manager. If you have an account, you're not yet profitable in Forex trading, and you want somebody to manage your account, feel free to contact me. We are not taking your money. Your money will remain in your MT5 account. We will share trades with you, and you can try us out with maybe $100. We can grow your account by 200, 300, 400%. And when you see it works out, you can then increase the capital with us. It's just 70-30. And for every profit you make, that will make you take your 70%, give us 30%. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.